This is Hazelbrow Farm in Swaledale, and we have opened for the last 18 or so years up to the general public, into schools and groups, in order to show them around the farm and explain how our farming system works and how their food is produced. We also take school groups. They come here and a lot of them have absolutely no idea of how their food is produced. Going through to the milking parlour a couple of years ago and explaining the system, one little boy got really excited and he said, "Miss, I've never had freshly squeezed milk before." And they say the amazing things, really.
I'm Jane Baker and I own Arkhamore Riding Centre. We take beginners and we go out on them all. A lot of people nowadays, even if they ride a lot, they don't get out to ride. They ride in an indoor school or an arena, and it's quite unusual to be able to get out and ride across open country.
We've opened a dedicated bike centre here in Swaledale called Dale's Bike Centre, and we have 14 bed accommodation, a cafe, a bike shop. We also hire bikes, we have route maps, we run ride and skills courses and guided holidays. The mountain biking that we have here can't be beaten in the north of England, I don't think. There's just an amazing network of bridleways and paths and trails that we can access, and it's just, you know, it's just a really good way to unwind and relax and take in some fresh air.
We've taken a group out of 10 people who have never been really walking before, and so we've done about a 10-mile walk up onto the top of Carver Hill in great weather, a bit of rain, a bit of wind, and we've had a great time.
So we've got the fresh air, we've got fantastic scenery. It certainly gets the lungs pumping as well, so it's good obviously for fitness, etc. And it's a really, really good day out, really rewarding when you're finished.
People that live here, on the whole, tend to live a lot longer. I've got lots and lots of patients who are in their 90s, who live independently and are still very, very active, and a lot of them have been physically active all their lives, farming or other local industries here. So I think it probably does have a direct benefit on their health.
A lot of my role when I take people in the outdoors is to show them what to do right and what not to do. And the more that I've lived here in Swaledale and talked to farmers and keepers and the people who actually work and live here, because it's a living dale, the more I realise their side of the argument.
The key word is ignorance and education. I mean, the right to roam, I don't disagree with it at all. I mean, this country's here to be enjoyed, but you can't just tip up in your car, have a barbecue, set the moor on fire, let your dogs out, let them chase the sheep, chase the ground nesting birds, all this type of stuff. But if somebody was just telling them, unfortunately at the minute, because there's so much ignorance out there, they just turn up, jump out of the car and off they go, and that's when the conflict starts.
We do look after 4 heritage buildings. The 4 churches I look after are all very different buildings, but all interesting in their own ways. One of our problems is the buildings are much valued by the community, but there are very few people who have the commitment to actually do any work in keeping them going.
One of the most important parts of the landscape are the dry stone walls that are a main feature in Arkhamore and Swaledale. Top tip for tourists, keep off the walls. But the only trouble is that the tourists see a nice, what they call a through stone stuck out and think, oh, that's handy for climbing over the wall. Climb over the wall, knock the top stones off, then invariably the weather gets into the top of the wall comes down.
Here, within half a mile, you can be right up there and feel a huge sense of satisfaction.
It's quiet.
We did the 3 peaks as the run. It's absolutely beautiful, yeah?
It's beautiful views. There's loads of areas to play in. And you've got wildlife.
It's part of our national heritage that people can go and look at the lovely countryside we've got and really enjoy it. So it is important that we maintain it, definitely.
It's great.